Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Magic the Gathering online tutorial series on the Mana Leak. I'm John as always, and today we're going to be going over the collection pane, the trade pane, deck building, and buying and selling cards. And these are kind of key aspects of Magic Online. They're the biggest parts outside of actually sitting down and playing Magic. So this is the collection tab, and I briefly went over this in the first video. You have some sorting filters that I went over. Display, you can do a couple things there. Quantity is pretty useful if you want to see cards that maybe you don't have 4 of. You could make this be 1 to 30. If you actually pull the left-hand slider to 0, you can see cards that you don't own. That can be useful. Versions will let you show foils or not show foils, or show promos or not show promos. And sort is pretty darn solid. You can sort it by name, by color, by whatever. This slider just changes the size of the cards, so if you wanted to see the cards a lot closer, or if you know what the cards do just by a little tiny little picture, you can zoom it all the way out. One of the most useful things in the card collection is the filters down here. We can filter by format, so if we want to see only standard cards because we're building a standard deck, we can choose standard. If we want to see only cards that are available in Commander, which of course is basically everything, we can choose Commander. So you can choose cards that are legal by format. That's great for deck building. By set, if you're looking for certain cards, you can sort by set. You can sort by color, of course, just by clicking the button. You can see white cards, you can see white and or blue cards. You can sort by type if you're looking for creatures, for artifacts, for planeswalkers. You can sort by subtype even. So if we're looking only for hippogriffs, we can search only for hippogriffs. There's my hippogriff that I own. And of course, at any time you can clear the filters by clicking the little X on them, or just reset all of them with the link up there. CMC, power, toughness, rarity, all good, all those things. Now, one thing that I've noticed some new players wonder about and worry about right away is they worry about where are their booster packs, where are their tickets? Well, there's a tab called Other Products. This tab only shows your cards, the cards that you can actually play Magic with. If we jump on over to Other Products, we're going to see right here in the filters that there are avatars / Vanguard. These are what you use for your display picture, your avatar. So I currently use the Judge's Familiar avatar. And these are available for purchase on the various bots that are out there, and you can get them in certain ways by playing in a pre-release or in a release event or whatever. There are some avatars that do things such as Jehoira or most famously Momir Vig. Some of these are used in formats. All of them can be used in the Vanguard format, which is a very niche, obscure format, but you can look more into that if you want to. Any planar cards from Plane Chase show up in here. Your qualifier points show up in here as well. So you see I have qualifier points for Season 1, 3, 4, and 6 at the moment. These will stick around for the entire year. Once we get back to next January, all of these points will disappear from my account. You can't really do anything with them unless you get 15 in a single season. I haven't yet done that. But if you do, you can join the Magic Online Championship Series, and there's more information about that, as you can see here from the friendly little pop-up at mtgonline.com. Any sealed product shows up here. This is where your booster packs are. You can see I have some packs of Dragons, a pack of Fate, some packs of Modern Masters too. Your tickets show up here. There's your 80 event tickets. And any tokens show up here. I don't know what the tokens would be offhand. Phantom points, of course, are here as well. So if you're ever looking for your tickets for your booster packs, etc., they are available here. Now, a quick note about event tickets. Event tickets are the currency of Magic Online. We'll talk about this a little bit more when we go into trading, but this is how you buy and sell things on the secondary market. It's also how you enter tournaments. Most tournaments have an entry fee of a certain number of tickets. Or if you enter with product, say, for example, I join a Dragons of Tarkir Fate Reforged draft, I would have to pay 2 packs of Dragons, a pack of Fate, and 2 tickets. So it's just kind of the currency. They're $1 US in the store for 1 ticket, so they're a 1-to-1 ratio. As long as you're in the US, if you're in a different country, it's going to be slightly different based on the exchange rates. But that's where all of your non-card stuff lives. We're going to jump into building a deck now. So to build a deck, we go down here to these 2 buttons in the bottom left-hand corner. We can add a new deck, or we can add a new binder. A binder is just sort of a collection. It's a way of showing off certain cards. If you're going to have multiple trade binders, you could do that. It's not really a function that I terribly use, and most people don't really use it. But we're going to build a new deck. So we're going to click the new deck button, and we could import a deck. If we had a .dek, a .txt, or I think there's another one, of a deck list. A lot of websites will allow you to download a deck list in that format. You can import it directly into here, and it'll add all the cards in. But we're just going to build a new deck. You choose the format that you want the card or the deck to be. Let's build a Pauper deck, and we choose the name. The name's going to be Mana Leak Pauper Test Deck, I suppose. And we can choose our deck box. Nobody is going to see this except for you. It's just a way of keeping things, you know, neat and tidy. Let's go with a nickel bolus deck box. And here's our deck down here. The bottom middle pane is where our deck is. On the right-hand side, we have our sideboard. So obviously, the first thing we want to do to build a Pauper deck is sort our cards by format. We don't want, you know, just KTK block constructed cards showing up here. We want cards that are legal in Pauper to show up only. Now we're seeing nothing but Pauper cards. And there's 3 real ways to add cards to your deck. You can drag a card down. So we just added that Abbey Griffin. We could double click a card to add another Abbey Griffin. Or we could right click on the card, and this is my favorite way of doing it. And there's options here, so we can add 2 to the deck. That'll finish up our playset in our deck. Then we can go over to Abomination. We can add 4 of those, and 4 of those, and 4 of those, and 1 of those, because that's all we have. And let's put 4 of those in the sideboard, and 1 of those in the deck, and I don't know, 1 of those in the deck too, and maybe 4 of those. So that's basically how you build a deck. You just throw whatever you want in there. And if you want to search for a specific card, you know, we need forests here, because there's green mana in this deck, and there's also every kind of mana. We can just type in forest, and we'll get every card that has the word forest in it. So we have forest, of course. That's what we're looking for. Let's add 10 of those, and another 10, and another 10, and another 3 to get to a 60-card deck. So you can see there's other cards as well that say forest. So you are searching the rules text box. So Arbor Elf says on tap target forest. That's why they're showing up. But we've got our 60-card deck, and it's totally legal. It's totally good to go. You'll notice the little yellow warning symbol there disappeared because it was previously telling us our deck was too small. Now our deck is perfectly fine. And that's a built deck. That deck is ready to go and play. A lot of people get worried about, how do I save the deck? I don't see a save option anywhere. There's no save button. Don't worry. The deck is saving automatically. Like every few seconds, the deck is saving to the server. So this deck is saved. I don't have to do anything extra. There are just one more thing I really want to show you about deck building is there's a couple of features that nobody really notices because it's hidden behind this little gear button here. We click the gear button, and we can change the deck box that we want. We can change the title. But up here is sample hand. So we get a sample hand of, you know, what we may draw. If we took this into a match, we could draw another hand. That's an awful hand. So let's take a mulligan. That's even worse. Let's take another mulligan. Take another mulligan. Oh, it's a terrible deck, probably because I've got like, what, 30, 40 lands in it. And you can draw more cards and things like that. And you can also see a quick analysis, how many colored mana symbols you have, what the mana curve of your deck is. Just some fun little handy stuff for your deck building. This obviously is not a real deck that we're ever going to do anything with, so let's delete that deck by just right-clicking on it and choosing delete. And that's the basics of deck building. Any decks that you want to see are going to be down here. So I have my Momir deck, of course, which is just 60 lands. And I've got all of my various draft decks that I've saved, dating all the way back to a Dragon's Maze Gatecrash Return to Ravnica deck that I built apparently 2 years ago as of the recording of this video. But yeah, that's deck building. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. A lot of people complicate the process of it, but you really don't need to. It's very, very straightforward. So we're going to reset these filters, and we're going to get into trading now. So trading on Magic Online is not really trading. It's really more buying and selling. We're going to jump over to the trade pane now, and I'm going to show you kind of what I mean. So the trade pane's a little bit of a mess. It hasn't been touched in a very long time. Wizards probably should update this somehow. But this is the trade pane. It's basically showing us every post that somebody has posted about what's going on with them at the moment. You can see there's 2,756 posts. Here we have a human who's selling a complete foil Dragons of Tarkir set for $267 via PayPal. You can scroll down and you'll see a lot of these ones that say open and buying or open and selling, and they'll often say bought in the name, and we'll get to that in a second. But you can find humans who are looking to trade with you. If you want to look for a specific card, let's say we're looking for a Death Mist Raptor, we can type in Death Mist up in the top left-hand corner in the search bar, and we'll see every ad that mentions Death Mist. So here we have a human who's looking to buy a Death Mist Raptor, and the 18 means that they're looking to trade you 18 tickets. So while they're technically trading, they are really just sort of looking to buy the card, and you're looking to just sell the card. Trading as you know it from your local game store doesn't really exist on Magic Online. You may be able to find some communities and some forums where people do that, but really you're looking to buy and sell cards. And you're not even going to deal with humans most of the time. What you're going to deal with 99% of the time, I would say, and I deal with 100% of the time, are bots. These are networks of automated users who typically represent some chain of Magic sellers. There are some very big, very well-established ones, Card Hoarder, Card Nexus, MTGO traders that have been around for a very long time, and you can confidently trade with them, and they will not rip you off because their name is, you know, their business, and they need to keep that good name, and they've been around for forever. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, the first step that you want to do is you need to set up your trade binder. So we're going to jump back to collection, and we have binders here as an option. And for trade is my trade binder, and it's the active trade binder, and it will be unless you make a new binder, which I'm not entirely sure where you would. I just use this one single binder. So you can see my binder is currently empty, and I'm going to look to do two things here with Card Hoarder. The very first thing that I'm going to do is sell a card of mine. So I have a Wormcoil engine that I'm looking to sell. So I'm going to type in Wormcoil, and there it is. I have 3 copies of it, and I'm looking to sell one. So I'm going to put it into my trade binder. Now, whenever I open up a trade with somebody, robot or not robot, they're going to be able to see that I have a Wormcoil engine. They're not going to be able to see the rest of my collection. They only see what you've put in the for trade section. But I'm going to trade this Wormcoil engine. And the chain that I use the most often, as I just mentioned, is called Card Hoarder. So I'm going to search in, or type in the search box, Card Hoarder. And there's a whole bunch of results here. The first thing you want to be careful of is fake people. Here we have Superstore. And they have the word Card Hoarder in their name. They also have MTGO Traders and Supernova and, I don't know, is Goatbot in there? No. There are people who will just throw the names of popular, traders in here to try to fool you, to try to get your money. I'm looking for people who are actually Card Hoarder, which are the ones that say official Card Hoarder bot. So make sure you're trading with who you know that you're trading with, or who you want to be trading with. There are 2 types of bots out there usually, buy bots and sell bots. So we have Card Hoarder buy bot here. This is the one that I've highlighted. It's looking to buy stuff. It's not selling anything, it's only buying. And it also tells me that it's open. It tells you that it's open or closed because there can only ever be one user trading with somebody at a time. So this being open means that nobody's currently trading with them. If somebody was trading with them, it would show up as being closed, and if I tried to trade, it would just say, oh, they're busy. But we're going to open up Card Hoarder buy bot, and we're going to sell our card. So we click trade, and it's going to say that they're waiting to accept our invitation. And the invitation is going to be accepted pretty much automatically because it's a robot. I'm not dealing with a person here. I'm just dealing with a random person. Now, there are several different types of Magic Online bot software out there. They all operate basically the same way, but you're going to want to look at the chat window on the right-hand side for instructions as to how they work. Now, there's a whole bunch here. You can see I've previously sold stuff to this bot, but we're going to look for where we just started talking to this person at 3:59 p.m. They accepted our trade invitation, and they put in Wormcoil engine into the will receive section. So they want that Wormcoil engine. Now, they should have told me how much that worm coil engine is worth. I'm not sure why that didn't pop up. There we go. Not sure what was happening there. Again, the robots aren't perfect. Sometimes they do screw up. So here we go. We have a whole bunch of chat messages that were sent to us. They accepted our trade invitation. It's telling me that I have credits left over, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then it's going to give me some instructions. It's going to say that this bot doesn't share credits with the card holder sell bots. It's going to tell me that I should double click cards to add or remove them. It's going to give you instructions on how to work with this bot. Sometimes you'll have to type in messages. Sometimes you'll have to say done to mean that you're done with the trade, etc. And that will trigger the bot to start submitting things. So this bot has automatically taken that worm coil engine. It's taken it, it's put it in there, it says it wants it. And over on the right hand side, it's telling me that it's worth 10.82 tickets. And it's saying that I'm going to get 11.34 tickets. Now, the reason for that is I have saved credit. I have 0.52 tickets saved. 10.82 plus 0.52 equals 11.34. Now, some of you might be asking, wait, how do tickets break down? How do they break down into, 0.52 tickets? They don't. And that's why you want to deal with reputable chains of bots who are going to be around forever, like Card Hoarder, like MTGO bots, like Card Nexus, like Supernova bots, the ones that have been around forever already. So what's going to happen here is I am owed 11.34 tickets. Card Hoarder buy bot number 2 is telling me to take 11 tickets. That's because they can't break down into 0.34 tickets. So I'm going to go over to other products and I'm going to take 11 tickets. So I add 11 to the I will receive section. That extra 0.34 tickets is going to be saved on Card Hoarder buy bot number 2's servers. And most bots will share amongst them. So if I go to Card Hoarder buy bot number 1, it will also know that I have 0.34 left over. If I go to Card Hoarder buy bot number 3, it will also know that I have 0.34 left over. It's shared amongst them. If I go to MTGO Traders buy bot, it's a different company. It's a different chain of bots. So my 0.34 won't carry over there. So that's why you do want to stick with a reputable person so that they don't just run away with your 0.34 tickets, and that you stay with generally the same few number of chains. Because if I have 0.34 here and 0.34 on MTGO Traders and 0.34 on Card Nexus, that's a full ticket that I can't get because I can't pull all that money back. So you do want to stick with a small number of bots and reputable bots. But we're set up here. So he says, I don't see any cards I need. Take 11 tickets, click submit. So that's the instructions. For some bots, I might have to type done or something like this. This one, you just click submit. So I'm going to click submit. It's going to take me to a confirmation window. Make sure that you look at this carefully. Some bots that aren't terribly reputable at the last second will, add some extra stuff in, and if you're not careful, you may not notice. But this is what I want, 11 tickets for that worm coil engine. I have 15 seconds to finish, so we're going to click confirm trade. So we confirm that trade, and I got myself 11 tickets. They got themselves a worm coil engine. And that's how you sell a card. And that's going to be how you sell packs. That's going to be how you sell cards. Anything that is bought or tradable, that is how you sell it. So we're going to buy something as well, because that's something we need to do. So we're going to hop into a sell bot. So those were buy bots. They would not sell me anything. If I wanted something they had, they still wouldn't sell it to me. What Card Hoarder does is they have bots who are called buy bots, and we can go there and buy stuff from them. So I'm going to go to Card Hoarder bot number 2, and I need to buy some booster packs, or a booster pack. So we've logged into Card Hoarder bot number 2. They've accepted our trade invitation. We have to wait for their collection to load. Their collection tends to be pretty large. They're a pretty big player in the Magic secondary economy online. So it can take a little bit of time for their cards to load up here. I was hoping that I had stalled enough for them to finish loading up, but perhaps I haven't. So I might pause this recording until it's loaded up. There we go. It didn't take much time at all. So as you can see, a whole bunch more instructions here. Card hoarder bot number 2, I have 0.34 credits from previous trades, so I have that left over. I double click cards to add them or remove them, and it tells me about their other bots and just, you know, some quick little messages there. So we're going to go over into other products because I want booster packs, and what I'm looking for is a Modern Masters 2 booster pack, because I have 2. I need 1 more in order to join another draft. And here we have a Modern Masters 2015 booster pack sitting right here. So I'm going to double click that. And the bot is going to say, hey, you just put something in the trade. Well, that's going to cost you, over here on the right-hand side, 6.71 tickets. Because I have 0.34 credits saved from my last transaction, that's going to mean that ultimately I'm going to owe them 6.37. Now, just like with selling cards, there's some ticket left over. There's some ticket overlap here. So what they're going to do is they're going to take 7 tickets from me, and they're going to save 0.63 tickets. So at my next transaction, I'll get 0.63 off. And their instructions is to just click submit to finish the trade. So we're going to click submit. They're going to go off and they're going to find a mistake that I totally didn't accidentally do to show you a very important aspect of trading with Magic Online. So we're going to cancel that trade. You need to have stuff in your trade binder to trade, otherwise they can't get it. And the reason I canceled that trade, and this is a very important note, any changes you make to your trade binder while in a trade with somebody are not reflected in real time. So if I jumped over to my collection and I added those tickets in that I needed to have added in, Card Hoarder would not have seen that. So it still would have said, hey, I can't find any tickets. So you do have to cancel out your trade if you do make that mistake. But we need to add some tickets into our account because we need to actually pay for the stuff that we get, unfortunately. So I'm going to take these 91 tickets and I'm just going to add them all just so I don't make that mistake again in the future. So we're going to jump back over to the trade window. We're going to rejoin Card Hoarder bot number 2. And we're going to buy that Modern Masters booster pack with the tickets that we certainly do have available now. So we're back into the bot. We're going to jump over to the other products, and we're going to buy that Modern Masters booster pack that I wanted to buy. So there it is. We're going to add, whoops, that's a plane, the plane of Marasa. So we're going to add that Modern Masters booster pack. It's going to say 6.37 tickets again. We're going to hit submit. This time it's going to find the tickets that we actually put in. It's going to add them into the will receive, and we're going to be taken over to that confirmation screen again, where again you want to make sure that what they said would happen, happened. They said they were going to take 7 tickets. We want to make sure it says 7. It does say 7, so we're good to go. And they're going to save 0.63 credits for our future transactions. So we hit confirm trade. And there we go. We've got ourselves a Modern Masters booster pack. So the benefit of buying boosters from the bots over buying from the store is you tend to save money. So we paid basically $6.70 for this booster. And we saved a few cents because we had some credit left over. If we hopped into the store and we went to buy that Modern Masters booster pack, it would cost us $6.99. And it actually would cost me even more than that because I'm in Canada. With the exchange rate, that's going to be 7 something. So I saved a fair bit of money by buying that booster pack off of that bot. And that's what I strongly recommend. I recommend you buy your booster packs always from the bots. For example, a Dragons of Tarkir booster right now from the store is $4. If you buy that from a bot right now, it's something like $2.50. It's much cheaper. So you can really cut down the cost of your drafts and things like that by buying from the bots. But that's going to be about it for this video. It's getting a little bit long. I just wanted to show you the collection pane, how that works, how deck building works. It's really simple, but I find a lot of people get confused with it. You really shouldn't. Hopefully this video helped out. And buying and selling cards and booster packs, we covered that as well. That's another confusing aspect at first, but as you saw, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to it. Just make sure that you read the instructions that the bot is telling you. Each one is slightly different in the way that you add cards or buy cards or sell cards or whatever, but they will always tell you how to do it. Just make sure that you do stick with a reputable bot chain, preferably. Card Hoarder, Card Nexus, MTGO Trader, Supernova Bots. Those are the big name ones. There's certainly some other big name ones that I didn't mention. I can't remember offhand. If you're going to deal with the smaller ones, be aware they may just disappear. So if you saved credits on them, you may just lose those credits. So be careful with your trading for sure. That's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these tutorial videos, finding them helpful. I know this program can look a little bit daunting at first, but it's really simple once you get into it. As always, if you have any questions, comments, anything, you can find me on Twitter at the Mana Leak. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/themanaleak, and you've already found me here on YouTube. There's a comment section down below. If you like the videos, it would be great if you would click those little thumbs up icons. That'll let me know that you like the video. That'll let the world know that you like the video, and that'll keep my videos rising up through the ranks. As well, you should subscribe to my channel. There's a button below each video and one in the outro of each video. That'll keep you up to date on all the latest Crack-a-Pack Tuesdays, Wacky Wednesdays, Spiky Saturdays, and any special videos that pop up here or there, such as the tutorial series. But as always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.